Welcome back, everybody. This is the Sundays Brunch Podcast, episode 11. We got a special guest in the building today. He goes by the name of Johnny Castani. What's up, bro?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good. It's been a hot minute since we've seen each other. Johnny and I met back in 2013 when I went to college in Nashville. Been a hot minute since then, huh? What you been up to?
Man, a lot of working and, trying to crank out music and producing, engineering, all that good stuff. On top of trying to hold down a full-time job too. So it's been an experience, man.
The grind don't stop, right?
Grind don't stop. Grind don't stop at all, bro.
For those of y'all that are listening and tuning in, you notice that Bobby has not checked in yet. He's running a few minutes late. He's facing the battle of Taco Bell currently. So we had to get started, but Taco Bell's winning this war so far. So hopefully we'll see Bobby here in a few minutes.
My guy.
Johnny, how long you been at music, bro?
Man, since 2004. Seriously.
That's how long you've been taking it serious for, since
been taking
04?
it since 04, man. Shouts out to my high school teacher, Miss Blackwelder. That's when I really, really discovered that love for music. So, and it was because of her class. I know I gave her a hard time a lot, but it was because of her, man. Like, she did a lot for me, in class and outside of class, that she didn't even know that she did. So, shouts out to Miss Blackwelder. I've heard she's retired since then, but if anybody that follows Ryan knows her, Judy Blackwelder from Glencliff High School in Nashville, shouts out to you. Much respect. I love you. And thank you for teaching me music and giving me something to live for.
I'll drink to that. Speaking of drinking to that, what's your drink of choice today?
Man, I'm gonna tell you what, man, this is the best shit you will ever have in your life. Uncle Nearest.
Hey.
Uncle Nearest. This is top of the line liquor, guys. Top of the line.
I gotta try that. I've seen it. I haven't actually bought it yet, but I'm on a bourbon and whiskey bend right now, so maybe I'll cop that next time I hit the liquor store.
Man, you should definitely.
I switched mine up today. I'm trying this nitro milk stout beer. It ain't my favorite, I'm not gonna lie. It's all right though. But so since 04, that's almost 2 decades in. What?
Just about, man.
What keeps the fuel?
What?
What keeps the fuel going?
Honestly, it's people like you, bro. And I'm gonna get real here for a second. There has been many times I've wanted to fucking quit, dude. Like, many times. And I've been rocking with you since we met. You know what I'm saying?
Almost a decade, 8 years.
Right. And to see how far you've come when things are going bad for me in music and in this industry, and to see that drive that you have, that's kept me inspired for 8 years.
Man, that's a fucking honor.
That we've known each other. That honestly, it's you and a couple other people, and then the artists that I listen to as well. I started.
Go ahead.
So I said, I started to listen and really take other styles of music into consideration. Like, I'm a huge Hans Zimmer fan. Like,
that man's is the GOAT.
Dude, exactly, the GOAT, bro. Like, his transitions, the way that he mixes his songs, like, or just the way that he takes sound and mutates it. I'm not gonna say like tweak it. He actually mutates certain sounds. Like, and it's amazing.
Yeah, dude. His fucking soundtrack score resume speaks for its fucking self, but he perceives music in a whole different way than like I think conventional artists really do. Like
Right.
I think he's one of those people where if you hear him talk, he like explains the music in a visual sense instead of an audio sense, which is a very fucking it's an unconventional approach to seeing and hearing music, and it translates to because his stuff could be like played following like the music theory that popular music goes by, but it's just so fucking epic that it fits movies so much better.
Right. Like, you are so right on that. Like, I could have said that better myself. Like, let's take that Superman versus Batman movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then he has the track, I think it's called "Is She With You," right? And talking about the Wonder Woman scene where she pops on the scene, that guitar lick, that
oh yeah, that shit's hard. Yeah, dude, that shit's hard.
That's fucking hard, and it's yes. And now because of that, actual song has become like Wonder Woman's theme. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and it was in right from one movie to now two movies going. You know, two more movies. It's like Jesus, like that. That's a hell of a crossover. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude, he's got that undeniable, like, you know who this is fucking sound.
Right.
Which it's a hard thing to fucking do. But speaking of that, like you're an artist, like a songwriter yourself, you produce, you do some acting things, you do some wrestling things. Go into a little bit about like one, what's your favorite to do of all of those crafts? Because that's multiple different jobs by themselves.
Oh man. Man, that is an interesting question. Like, I mean, it's gotta be a tie between the acting and the music. Like,
okay. So if they took away your ability, like they were like signing you, they were like, you can only pick two to do, it would be those two?
It would be those two. It would be those two. Reason why I'm saying that, because I've always wanted to do a movie. Like, you know how Will Smith, he every time he has a good summer movie, he always does like a song for the movie.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to do that. Like, I want to be not only just an actor in the movie or like a main character, but also have a song featured in that movie that's very popular. So like, that's why I think it's probably my favorite, which I can see those feasibly being, you know, happening for me.
That's a fair thing.
As far as wrestling, my body's just getting old, man. I'm an old man. Like,
bro,
look, I got gray hair, dude. I'm getting old.
Yeah, so dude, you can't see them because I'll be plucking them. But the amount of gray hairs that I got on this head already, and I'm not even 30 yet, absolutely ridiculous.
For all you future musicians out there or artists, hey, this is gonna happen to you. This is that you're gonna get the gray hair early. It's a sign of wisdom. Trust me.
But you know the great thing about us, and that like even though we have gray hair, neither of us got a damn wrinkle, bro.
Hey, you're right.
We ain't got a wrinkle. Like, you can color that shit, and I still look young as hell. I still get ID'd on the regular.
I'm waiting to get. Hey, and I'm waiting to color mine now, dude. Like, I'm trying to get this gray out, man. I want to go blue so bad. I want to get some blue hair.
Bro, I'm with you. I'm thinking, I got to get the courage to fucking do it, because what I really want to do is I want to get like either like blue or green hair, not like permanently, like one of the temporary ones so it doesn't like full on fuck up my hair. And then I want to paint my fingernails like black or pink or something. I'm working up to it. We'll get there.
That's real. I don't know about the paint my fingernails, but blue hair. I am gonna my next color though is gonna be like a dark blue, but it's like kind of black. So when the sun hits it a certain way, You hear,
Okay,
you'll see.
I feel that. But speaking of the movies and the music tied together, you've had a few decent sized sync placements. Am I right?
Yes, yes.
Go into that a little bit because that's a whole field of music income that I think a lot of people don't even know about yet.
It is. It's different because I've had it come through maybe about 4 different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, one way was through a website. I think it was called Taxi,
Mm-hmm. That's a popular
and
one.
yeah, and I've only had one through there, and that was I think that was my very first one. I don't even remember the project. It was like I want to say like an Indian
Okay, like an Indian.
Bollywood, like a Bollywood type film. Um, the rest of them, I've had like either a song plugger or I've released tracks like scores, like a couple
Okay.
score tracks, and they've picked it up, and it's just luck of the draw. Somebody, hit me up on Instagram, or they've hit me up on or emailed me through my website.
Yeah, I've heard. So for those people that are listening who don't know what a sync placement is, what that essentially is when you have music that lands on a movie or a movie soundtrack or a score for a movie or a TV show or like a commercial or some kind of advertisement or something where the person who is paying for the music, they pay you usually an upfront fee and then a back end fee of that. And there is a whole sector of the music industry specifically for sync to receive an income for. And there's people who specifically make music just for sync. They write songs specifically for this movie, specifically for this show. And there's a lot of people who have popped off through sync. Like I remember back in the day, like the Fray, Augustana popped off through sync placements on shit like the OC and shows like that. And then Lizzo was another success story from sync. So there's a lot of money and exposure to be made through sync by itself. So in your experience with sync, what is something that you would say like somebody contacts you, says this song will work great for my show? What do you need to, because they move quick. That's a quick moving industry.
Yeah.
They need everything very fast. What is your what do you say to have prepared to send over to them quickly?
So basically, once it starts, before that even happens, usually if I have something sync or if I've scored something, once I break down the song, you know how you export, right?
Yeah.
I usually export everything and then I send that to my my hard drive, and then I start breaking down the tracks individually.
Like the track out stems.
The track out stems.
Okay.
So they could use those, and I'm saying, like, where they can, if they just need certain parts or they need to make a certain instrumental, it'll be there.
Okay. So if they need to loop a specific segment, or if they need to have the vocals by themselves, or they want the instrumental section, all of that is right there, tracked out, lined out for them to use.
Right. So I do that after I break down any type of score track that I make. And once that is done, it's pretty much, that's all I really would have to send over. They'll send over the paperwork through either an app like DocuSign, or I'll go there or meet them in person and we can talk it out. But I have a lawyer look at the paperwork before I sign anything.
Of course.
And they give you, usually the quickest one I've had done was probably maybe 4 days. Okay. Everything was, set up and done within 4 days. And, others, it took me maybe a couple weeks,
yeah,
for them to get everything.
That That makes sense. So like, because it's a very, first of all, what up, Bobby? Finally hopping in after his battle with Taco
Guys,
Bell.
sorry.
What's up, man?
Sorry. What's up, Johnny? What's up, my boy? Sorry, I had to go to battle on the porcelain throne. Taco Bell did me dirty last night.
Hey, the Hershey squirts ain't nothing to play with.
Hey, ain't nothing to play with, homie. Nothing. Man, screen door would be my worst enemy right now.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Bobby and Johnny, this is the first time you guys have formally met, correct?
Really mad, yeah, man.
Yeah,
I've heard a lot about it, man.
this is the first time we formally met.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, bro. I heard damn near everything about you.
Oh shit, same here, bro.
All good though, all good. No bad.
Right,
no
all
bad.
good, bro.
Bobby, right now we're talking about sync placements. And
Sync placements. Oh, okay.
yeah, and Johnny's going through some of his experiences with that. Johnny, so like
yeah.
So a lot of yours have been more in the realm of instrumental then, correct?
Oh, broke up, bro.
Man, him and the janky ass connection.
Yeah. So can everybody hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now, bro.
All right. So what I was asking was, so Johnny, you a lot of your sync placements have come through more so the instrumentation side than the actual lyric side, right?
Yes.
Is there an edge to doing it that way, or is it just luck of the draw, or is that just more where you specialize in?
It's a little bit of all of that. I will say this. I feel like once you land that placement, it's the money. Like I feel like if you already, let's say like if one of your songs would get placed, you're gonna make money. As for actually doing a score for a track, that's where you're gonna get paid more money. You're gonna get paid more money, and I think that's where it all boils down to. Like, was the track made for this film,
right?
Or did we have to go out and find this track because it fit the theme?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's kind of like where I feel like
where the difference lies.
Where you get the difference lies, yeah.
So yeah, so like those people that are out there listening, there's two separate realms of sync placement. There is they do find your record, and for that you need to place your music into a sync library, like with a company. If they're just finding it, it has to be available for them to find, or you can specifically pitch to specific placements, or once you land your first few or whatever, then you can kind of build the relationships, and they can come to you and be like, hey, I need this for this. And then they'll come back to you and be like, hey, can you create this type of record for this to fit this emotion, this mood? A lot of that's very mood oriented based on the research that I've done. This is something I'm very new to.
Right. Very mood oriented. And it's like, and that is the hardest thing too, because like what you can conceive as, I need something very sad, can turn into being something that's not sad, but it can be epic, and that changes the whole theme of it. Like, and so you really have to know when they're describing these things, like they have to really use words that are like that really mean sad, you know, and you're gonna be playing a lot of minor chords and stuff like that, and so it's just it's one of those type of things where it's the description of what they
what it entails is important, and you got to dial it in. That makes sense.
So I actually have a question. I'm not sure if you two went over this before I got in here, but for those people out there that may be like curious or like wanting to start pitching their the material and content to specific like companies and like production agencies and shit like that, what would be like the best way to go about that in the simplest of forms? I guess
the simplest of forms is start watching your favorite movies or your favorite TV shows and look in the credits and find the music director. Once you find the music director, then you need to go and find that person's Like, what company do they work for? You got to do some research. Once you find that, find out how to get in contact with that music director. You want to try, the best thing, you want to try to eliminate the middleman, where you're going straight to that person.
Yeah.
I've heard, based on research, because something new that I've been looking into, that LinkedIn is a great place to find them.
That is. And it's hard. And I will say this, I don't have a LinkedIn. It's because I'm still kind of iffy of how that process works. But I'm starting to see more musicians and artists and engineers and producers actually head that way, you know?
Okay. So, and then based on research that I've done, there is taxi.com is a great one to, it's an annual subscription fee to use to get your music into their library. If you use CD Baby Pro, they have a whole sync sector where they put you in their catalog where it's able to be found. And then the one that I've discovered right now, the website kind of looks outdated, but it's a very active website and they have a lot of great opportunities on there, and it's musicxray.com.
Musicxray.com.
Mm-hmm. That's who I've just recently started using, and I've pitched a few records through them. I literally just pitched my first one yesterday, so stay tuned on how that works.
Okay.
But
no, I sorry, I was replying back to somebody, but when you said LinkedIn, I'll tell you what, in these bigger cities, Johnny, where you're in Nashville still, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, like, you probably can attest to this too, but especially out here in LA, like, LinkedIn's huge. LinkedIn is huge, especially if you're trying to get like towards like business connections and whatnot. Everyone always asks, what's your LinkedIn? Let me find you on LinkedIn. It's literally like mid 2000s Facebook all over again.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So definitely, like, I know that you said that you haven't really got onto that. Definitely, it's really simple and it's not that much to like upkeep, but yeah, definitely look into that because LinkedIn's like big.
Oh, nice. I would definitely do that, man.
For sure. So Johnny, let's dial into a little bit more of what you do. Let's give the viewers and listeners a little bit of your acting background. What are some things you've appeared in?
I've been an extra. I've done a lot of extra work. I want to say Walking Dead, Nashville. Couple,
like the TV show Nashville.
Yeah.
Did you get to meet Hayden?
No. Never met her. Met a couple other people, but like I said, it's extra scene, extra work. You don't get paid that much, maybe $8 an hour or something like that, if I remember correctly. So it was interesting. I did that, and then I've done a couple of web series. A few of those. Those are interesting because, like, you don't realize how big of a budget some of those have. So,
sure. Yeah, those.
And I've done that, and I've gotten into some voice work as well.
Like for animated series and shit.
Animated stuff like that.
What? Seriously?
Yeah, that was like the most weirdest experience ever.
Really?
Yeah, it was fun. It was just like really weird because, like,
you got to bring that character to life.
Watching. Yeah, you're watching the screen, when you're watching the video, you're in the studio and you're watching the video come through, and like you're talking the words, but nothing's syncing up. You got to realize that the engineer over in the case, he's syncing the take up. Like, so you're a little bit off watching, but you're hearing like, it's the weirdest experience.
Damn.
Fun, but the most weirdest experience ever. I've had a couple lines and some stuff like that that are going to be coming out soon. And post it on my Instagram, TikTok, a couple of my website. I post that once they release and stuff. But it was a weird experience.
That's so, to our people listening, like, how do you go about landing those? Do you have an agent? Are you fully independent for that? Do you pitch it yourself? Do they approach you? Like, what's the procedures of getting into that?
The procedure for that one, those projects, is this girl that I know. She is a voice actor. That's what she does. She's really good at it. She was a manager at GameStop, and she quit GameStop to do that full time. And she basically just thought about me, and she's like, "Hey, I know you wanted to say get in here. I have a small role if you want to come in and record." And she said, "We'll pay you for it." I was like, "I'm there," you know. So that's how that kind of transaction into something a little more.
Yeah, that just proves that, you know, like connections really are like what makes or
Right.
breaks shit. Because like, you know, like you said, she was just a regular random connection that you made, and that she
Right.
still thought about you, you know. So
Right.
like, you know, being nice to people goes a long way sometimes.
Yeah, and
Right.
that's one of the things that I noticed, like difference wise of Nashville versus like in LA is LA, everything I noticed is very like social media oriented, very you have to like a lot of the social
Oh
transactions
my God, yeah.
take place on the social media. Whereas in Nashville, it's very like you go into the trenches, you actually physically go out to network and you physically go out and make these connections and meet people and interact with people. And that's how, as engineers, you get clients. That's how, like Johnny said, he gets from people he knew who are also in the industry, approach him with opportunities. And so like that it's like a physical business card to actually go out and have that interaction with somebody, and they do remember you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I will say this: there's some good things and bad things about Nashville,
like any place.
like right. And I think if you are here in Nashville, it's all about who you know,
Mm-hmm.
and getting to be around the people of who you know is hard.
Sure.
You know, but if you are like I've said this for years, if you are a music studio in Nashville, there's no way you should fail, especially if you're around Music Row. You should not fail because some of these bigger studios will send you their overflow.
Yeah.
You know, so and that is the best thing about that.
Sure. And like from an engineering and producing standpoint, you get to these bigger studios and they're charging artists $200 to $500 an hour just to record. And the average person probably makes $15 to $35 an hour at a regular job, where if you're a studio and you charge your clients $50 an hour, you're still undercharging and you're still generating a great living for yourself, you know? So
well, it's actually funny that you say that, because like it is that simple, and
100%.
everyone always tries to look at it and make it way more complicated than it really is. And it's like,
yeah. So Johnny, I remember when I was there, I'm fucking old. This is 8 years back. I'm an old man now. I met Johnny as a young buck. But
yeah, now you have gray hair.
you still got the studio set up in the crib? Or you got
I do. It's because neighbors complain, it's very, very minimal now.
Downscaled a little bit.
I downscaled. I mean, I still got my shit, but like it's very, very downscaled. My favorite thing to do now is I love guitar and vocal demos.
Okay.
It's very quick money. You know, I charge $50 per song for just a good. That's no more than 4 mics, a guitar, and vocals. And it's very simple. But what's so great about it is that when you see an artist who is just being so raw and so pure, like with their craft, it makes that song like 10 times more better. And it's so simple. And when you go to mix it and you start throwing, you know, EQing and throwing just a little bit of reverb, and the song is pretty much done, and it sounds so personal. Like that's what it's about. Like you get music at its more passionate and rarest form.
Yeah, like nowadays, a lot of stuff is very overproduced in that simplistic form of getting it. A lot of people, like for radio, you do need it a bit overproduced. But when you're getting like people can come to you with just the guitar and the mic to record that demo to then pitch that demo to a bigger artist. And having your demo professionally recorded for songwriting purposes is just as important as having a great song.
Right.
Because you can take a great song that's not professionally mixed and mastered as a demo and they won't even listen to it.
Right.
So Johnny, we're gonna give Johnny a little bit of his flowers. And this is an important thing that's happening all over the music industry right now. But one of the first things that Johnny and I worked on together was the blending genres.
Yes.
And
I remember that.
Yeah, that was one of the first things Johnny and I ever did together. Was like, I listen to this style of music, but I like to make this style of music, but I listen to like fucking everything. And Johnny's like, well, why don't we just incorporate all of it? And I was like, how the fuck would we do that? And Johnny was one of those first guys that was like able to take, hey, let's do rock and roll. Let's mix that with hip hop. Let's add some trap drums to a guitar. Let's mix these all together. And Johnny, hopefully you can elaborate on this, like, because it's music essentially is a formula. So if you're making a hip hop record, you have a formula to make that hip hop record. If you're making a pop record, there's a formula to make that. How does that formula change from the production standpoint to incorporate all these different elements into making a non-genre driven record that still, you could still place it in a genre, but you can't classify what that genre fucking is?
Right. And that goes back to, I'm just gonna talk about my experience. I listened to a lot of Motown growing up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my grandmother had records. I lived with my grandmother. So she had this record player. And so I listened to a lot of Motown or a lot of older artists like Al Green. I heard a lot of Al Green, right?
Yeah.
So I got older, right? And I went from Al Green to strictly listening to, there was a time in my life I listened to WWE music, right? And
those
it's where I fell in love.
Bro.
Right. I fell in love with James Johnston. He was like the main guy for years. Just to maybe 2015 was, I think they made the change or with that. But like growing up, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, Jim Johnston was the guy for WWE. And I listened to a lot of him. And like some of the hip hop vibes that he did, he incorporated a lot of rock drums to it. So then that got me to really thinking as I got even older, right, I got into 80s music. I love 80s rock. That is the best decade of music. Like I will argue to death about that. Like 80s rock, and everything starts to come together. And then as I'm growing up even older, Eminem is coming along. It's like I'm starting to listen to how Dr. Dre, I'm getting into, and then I fell in love with Timbaland.
Hey, Timbo.
And Timbaland was the person that got me to say, hey, think out of the box.
Yep.
So that is the best way that I can, when I do music, or can tell anybody that wants to incorporate multi-genres, find people that you like listening to, study them, and then go and think outside the box. There is no right or wrong way to do music. It's just,
does it sound good or does it not?
A passion. Yeah.
That's fair. So who were your influences? Obviously, like you said, who you like listen to. Who would you say are the Johnny Castani influences?
Gladys Knight is one.
Shit.
Gladys Knight is probably my favorite female vocalist. Her pipes are strong. Mm-hmm. Hans Zimmer, Dave Matthews, John Mayer, and I probably am going to say Poison as well.
Yes.
I'm going to say Bret Michaels. and I'm going to say Eminem.
Okay.
Those are the ones that I really listen to.
That's fucking dope. I mean, Bret Michaels had his fucking Trailer Trash TV, but he was a great songwriter.
Right.
That's what a vast.
He's a great songwriter, not the best singer, not
You
the
don't
best.
gotta be.
Huh?
You don't gotta be like the best singer to have a great song.
Right. But he had if you ever look at Bret Michaels, he had the confidence. Like,
Nope.
And that's one thing that I like when I see you on stage, bro. That confidence. You got that fucking confidence, bro. Like, even if you're like fucking bombing, you don't give a fuck, dude. Like, it's that confidence, dude. Like, and that he has that shit. Like me, like, and I wish I was not wired this way. If I'm on stage, like, I either have to be drunk off my ass or I need to be with my band where I feel comfortable. Like, if it's just slow guitar, like, I'm okay. I have my moments, but like, I just don't feel it. Like, I have to be comfortable. And like you, and it kills my confidence. But you, like Bret Michaels, like that confidence is just like, you see it, like you got it. Like, and that's what made Bret so special.
That's facts. I'm convinced I black out up there half the time. I be doing shit, then when Bobby performs with me, we'll be.
I think one of my favorite Ryan performing moment was in Boise, Idaho. We're performing at this nightclub at a matinee show. There's like maybe 8 to 15 people there, and half of them are sitting at the bar like 30 feet away from us. Ryan literally goes from our stage, walks all the way over to the bar, and performs his entire set standing next to the people at the bar.
And that's real.
And I remember watching him just being like, what the fuck is this guy doing? But literally, Johnny just nailed on the head. It's that delusional confidence of like, I don't give a fuck. Y'all gonna get the realest me that I can give you right now.
Right.
Dude, that reminds me, but one time we were performing in Rochester, right? And there was literally probably fucking 10 people in this building. Cause like they fucked us over on the set. So like they had us performing before the headliner was even like around. So the people that were there were at the bar. So I took the wireless mic and I literally sat down at the bar next to fucking people and did my set there, like sitting at the bar.
Ooh, how about the Mac Miller show?
Oh God.
That we got ripped off on terribly.
What did I do there? I blacked out.
I heard about that. I heard about the Mac Miller show.
Yo, so this Mac Miller show was bro, I was heated. I was so mad.
You were even more mad because you had to drive my drunk ass home.
Oh my God. We had to sell what? It was like 50 tickets to even like perform.
Yeah.
And then we get there and the promoter's like, yeah, like you're not gonna perform on the stage, you're gonna perform next door. Yo, they had this like storefront, this like 600 square foot storefront with no stage, just a corded mic hooked up in the very back corner. And they're like, you're gonna perform there while everyone's walking into the venue. You're gonna have to pull your own audience into the room. And we're there, and there was like what, 2 or 3 other artists there too, right?
Yeah.
There's like 4 of us in total.
Mm-hmm.
We were the only ones to perform.
Yep.
And Ryan is literally standing at the door, holding the door open, just going at it. Just fucking going at it, drunk off his rocker. And he actually pulled in, I think it was like 10, 15 people.
Hey, bro. It be happening like that, dude. Like, bro, I done been with Ryan, bro. When he's like, when he gets in the zone, bro,
it's over.
I don't know what it is, bro. Like, it's just like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you ain't gotta do all that. Like, and then you start to see the madness come together. You like, all right, motherfucker, do your thing. I ain't bad at you. You know, like, that's all right, motherfucker. I see you.
That's what happens when you're a salesman, son.
Hey, bro. I remember that time when we went to Ohio, right?
Oh my God. Bumfuck Ohio, bro.
That's what I was. Hey, bro, you already know what I'm talking about.
Wayne was nervous in the
Ohio.
Wayne was nervous in the backseat. That motherfucker stunk the whole drive. But besides that, get back to the story because I blacked out here too.
Hey, bro, that shit had me crying. You hit it on the nail, bro. Like, Bronson did his thing, bro. Like, I did a song with him, and I think him and Wayne had just recorded a song too together. He did that song, and then Ryan did the rest of his set, and then we was out that bitch. But it was still though, like, everybody was like, how you command the crowd is like, I think I really think in your old age, you should become like a professor, like give up one of these music institutes and like definitely teach that, because I think it's a gift, and it's a natural gift to
that would be dope. I didn't
to
even
be
think
able to command how to take control of the stage. Like, and you can offer that to kids that are coming up. Like, how do I overcome this when this happens? Or, you know, like, I think there's a formula that you have that other people don't have, but they can develop it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I think like as far as like performing goes, like the way I look at it is, if you're gonna be in an environment where you're performing, you can look at it like, to be able to perform in itself is a gift. Like, to be able to have a environment where you're able to perform something that you wrote down, that's a gift. Like, that's a blessing. That's an opportunity, right? And I was always taught growing up, like, you don't have to say yes to every opportunity, but if you say yes to an opportunity, to take advantage of it. So when I was growing up, like, we grew up in a school where, like, sports, for instance, like, it was a very politically driven thing. So I was very not given opportunities when it came to sports. So my dad would always say, hey, when you get the opportunity, make sure you remember and show them that they're fucking missing out. So finally, like, I remember, like, my senior or junior year of high school, the kid that they always started in front of me went down with an injury. So I played the rest of the season there, and I was the starter for the next 2 seasons, because that year that I came out, I batted 587 as my batting average. So my philosophy, like, going into anything is, if you get that opportunity, if we're in a place where there's 5 people there, you can make one of those people a fan, and that one person is going to buy your record and tell other people to buy your record. So even if there's 4 of those people that think I'm abrasive as fuck, if that one person rocks with it, I just potentially made 20 new fans off of that one person. And I think like, also, like, with that type of knowledge and that type of confidence, it's the same thing when it comes to commanding a crowd. They're not going to give you the crowd participation if you don't ask for it. It's just like making a sale. If you don't ask them to clap with you, if you don't ask them to bounce with you, they're not going to bounce with you. They're not going to clap with you. They're not going to sing your shit back to you if you don't ask them to do it. So I think it just comes down to having the confidence to fucking ask the question.
Right.
I think it's that would be cool to teach a course on that, though. That would be fun. I didn't know that was an option.
It is, bro. Like, have you, like, schools like Musicians Institute, like, even just even think where we met at college, right? Where we had the audio department and the music department. Like, that is a class that, like, that they should have, like, taught, you know,
100%.
because there is an art to how to command the stage, like, you know, and it's a lot of people can't do it, and some people are inconsistent with it, you know.
Facts. So that being said, with art, like what is your top 5 artists of all time?
Oh man. Okay. I told you Gladys Knight,
Yep.
Hans Zimmer.
Okay.
All right. For song, like I'm gonna go on Smokey Robinson.
Okay.
Uh ooh, this is tough.
Got 2 more.
So many good
I
choices.
want to put John Mayer in there.
Oh,
Ooh.
John Mayer.
Put John Mayer in there.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
John Mayer, yeah. And then I'm gonna throw. Ooh. Oh, this is tough, bro. This is so tough.
Last one.
God, this is tough. I'm gonna go Chris Cornell.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
I like it.
Chris
Bobby, who you
Cornell.
got?
A lot of people.
Artists of all time?
Yeah.
Stevie Nicks.
Ooh.
Ooh.
No, they're not asking you for your top favorite artist. Loverboy today. Stevie Nicks. Obviously M got to be in there. Brendan Urie from Panic at the Disco.
Okay.
Yes.
Recent Russ.
Okay. Last one. Make it count.
Last one.
Shit is tough, man.
Drum roll.
I'm like running through my head. I'm like, bro, there's so many.
Drum roll.
Shit. Bro, get out of here. Fuck.
Johnny drinking the whiskey straight out the bottle. Respect.
Yeah, because I just made up my mind that I'm about to place an order with DoorDash.
Hell yeah. And number 5, I'm probably gonna go with Mellencamp, John Mellencamp.
Okay.
Wow. Yes.
Yeah.
I see you. I like it.
Come on, Ryan. Where's yours?
All right, I'm gonna go Michael Jackson.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Pac.
Obviously.
Elton John. Slash. And oh, this is tough.
The last one.
Number 1. Gerard Way from My Chemical Romance.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's gonna round out my top 5.
Wow. That's nice.
That's a hot 15 right there.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a hot 15 right there.
All right. So now that we got the top 5 artists out the way, who's your top 5 producers of all time?
All right. Tom Dowd.
From who's he?
Tom Dowd was the producer and engineer that built Ray Charles' studio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Timbaland.
Okay.
Shouts out to one of our good buddies and friends. He's actually really is one of my top 5 producers, Tim Hall. Tim
Oh,
Hall.
he is a great producer.
Great producer, great engineer. Actually gonna say there's a local producer that used to produce a lot of shit here. Coop.
Okay.
Coop. Yeah, Matt Cooper. I think that was his name. He went by Coop. He worked with a lot of people like locally down here in Nashville, but he was like the shit that he dropped back when I was in high school and early college days, like, was dope. And then
drum roll.
we'll go with Quincy Jones.
Okay. I see you. That's actually a really fucking solid list. I think for me, I'm gonna go Kanye. Dr. Dre.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Tedder.
Ooh.
Just Blaze.
Ooh.
And Bob Rock. No, scratch that. Not Bob Rock. Sorry. Rick Rubin.
Man, hey, Rick go hard, bro.
Yup.
Rick Rubin, yeah, I fuck with Rick Rubin. He goes hard, super hard. Damn.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's gonna round out my top 5. Well, as we get back into this, Johnny, you got a clothing line coming up. You got part of your apparel out already. One, talk to me a little bit about the mindset of the clothing brand, and 2, like, what about it is stand out, and what can we expect from it?
All right, so I'm wearing a little bit of it right now. Castani Music Apparel. That is the name of it. Dude, I've always wanted, I get tired of going to stores and never finding anything to wear. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a bigger guy, so it's hard to find, clothes that'll fit, or the little people, they'll go and buy the bigger clothes because they want to, it's cool, I want to have baggy t-shirts and stuff like that. But clothes, and I want to do something for musicians too, because you never see musicians that actually have clothes for them to rock, or
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
outside of their merch, yeah.
There's never been a clothing line for musicians. So Castani Music Apparel is the clothing line for musicians by musicians. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
So, like, my plan is to not only, when I get to a point to where I'm hiring individuals, I'm gonna hire musicians, because they understand, like, they're gonna be able to bring this product to life, because they can talk about it, because not only do they know music, that they also know clothing. So it's a clothing line for musicians by musicians. So
you need that comfort, but also that fashionability to wear on stage too,
Right. And so, like, right now I've been rocking with hats. That's the thing. I'm probably gonna start out with really basic once we really launch. We've been trying to launch, but it's kind of hard to get permits and stuff approved with COVID going on right now.
Facts.
So I'm just waiting on the state of Tennessee to basically
Give you the
approve
go-ahead.
everything, and then once I'm able to do that, then I'm gonna launch the website. You guys will be able to get hoodies, a couple t-shirts, and I'm thinking about doing socks. Man,
You gotta venture into shoes, bro. Shoes, like, and the importance of shoes for fucking people jumping up and down on stage.
Don't worry about it. I'm working on it.
Oh, you got the Castani shoes. That's prototype right there.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Don't worry about it. I'm working on it. You know what I'm saying?
Those prototypes look sick.
Yeah, I'm working on it, bro. Like, I'm definitely, as you said it, I'm working on it. So
okay.
It's been a work in progress, and that's the I want to really pursue this. I think we're gonna start off small and hopefully be able to go big, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that's always the goal. So
right.
So another one of Johnny and I's first bonding points was basketball. What's your finals predictions this year?
Woo! Man.
I got Lakers Nets. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. Lakers Nets.
I guess that's what I got. I do got Lakers Nets. But there are a couple teams in the East that kind of scare me.
Like who?
Chicago, for one.
Dude, I feel that. Chicago looks good.
Chicago looks good. That young core in Charlotte.
Yeah.
Charlotte Hornets look really nice. And the other team in New York, those Knicks.
They could be sleepers, bro.
Those Knicks, these are all sleepers teams. If they get hot,
bro,
and get hot at the right time,
wouldn't that be some wild shit for the fucking Knicks to finally make the finals and it be against Carmelo?
Right. Right. But I do think the Lakers are going to win it all, and I think it's just about they need to mesh better.
Yeah.
And I'm not worried about them. I do think they need a new coach.
Yeah, the coach is iffy for me. I agree. I don't think meshing is going to be the issue. I think like any LeBron team that has superstars come in, they always have like a growing pain period that they always get through. My own biggest concern with them is just them staying healthy. They're old.
Yeah.
They're an elderly team.
You're right about that. I do think they need to trade the Dwight Howard and go get some snipers. Go get a shooter.
Some shooters. Yeah.
Yeah, they need to go get a shooter and like go get Danny Green. Like
Max, bring him back.
Go get Danny Green. Go get somebody go find JJ Redick.
No shit.
Yeah, I know he older, but you ain't asking him. Look at Kyle Korver. Kyle Korver, he an NBA champion, dog.
Yeah, like, JJ retired, right?
I don't think he retired yet. I think he on somebody's roster.
I heard he retired, but if that's the case, didn't they fucking bring Ray Allen out of retirement for the Heat?
Man, dog, Ray Allen ain't coming back.
No, I'm not. No, I'm saying like a few years back when Ray Allen was the sharpshooter, he went into retirement and then they brought him back for the Heat, right? They do the same thing with fucking JJ.
Hey, bro, you broke up, bro.
Better now?
No, what'd you say?
I said back in the day when Ray Allen was the sharpshooter, I'm pretty sure the Heat brought him out of retirement. Do the same thing with JJ.
Right. Yeah, that'll be clutch for them. Like
it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, and don't sleep on Dallas Mavericks either.
That's facts too. They kind of look good too. They could go either way. They started hot. That could go either way. But before we let you go here, Johnny, what do you got coming up?
Man,
you got some stuff going on behind the scenes?
I do. I just signed with Tribe Talent Management.
Okay.
So I'll be working hard with them, perfected my craft with acting and other stuff like that. Right now, musically, I am working on some new songs. I'm actually working on a couple albums.
Okay.
One of the albums is going to be called Mylan.
Is it instrumental albums or is it like full songwriting?
One of
vocals?
them is instrumental, but one of them is actually, the other one is not. The one that's called Mylan is not going to be an instrumental album. It's going to be me and a couple of people from my old band, from the Johnny Castani band. They're going to come and it's going to be raw, uncut. I'm going to be talking about my experience growing up in a small town, West Tennessee. Then my time living in Brooklyn, New York, and then just other things that are,
Hell yeah,
been going on in my life. And that's I'm looking to do probably about maybe 10 to 12 tracks on that album, and that's going to be hopefully sometime next year. Agent 13 is basically going to be an album at the beginning of the year that I hope to release in January of 2022, where I am doing a James Bond tribute, basically.
Oh shit.
I've sampled a lot of James Bond songs. We're going to do some covers. And I think it's going to be like 6 tracks.
That's about to be crazy.
Like
you gonna get some sync placements off that.
I hope so, man. It's not going to be just an instrumental album, but I'm going to try to get some crazy other singers on it, some rappers as well.
Hey, I know a guy.
Come be yeah. Hey, and I'm thinking about doing some for my very first album, doing a music video. I really had the theme, and I'm starting to get the people around me to maybe bring that to life. I had a song called Joker versus Bond. And so I want to do the Jared Leto Joker, somebody to kind of have that look to basically go up against James Bond, and the beat is playing in the background, and y'all are using, like, maybe he's playing the drums as his weapon, and James Bond is maybe playing a trumpet or some shit. And,
yeah.
Some type of and that's how they're battling it out. That is something that's in talks to be doing. And those are the things I got going, man. Like,
hell yeah, bro. That's about to be crazy.
Trying to, right. And then I'm waiting on you to, get back down here, because I know, bro, like I in my life, I think I've done my best work with you. Like there's something about you. Like, I think we work really well together. Like,
I agree.
We have a lot of fun. We laugh, but it doesn't feel like work. It doesn't feel like stress. It's just pure fun. And I think that's something, like, right now, as I'm desperately needing it.
Hell yeah.
Is a lot of good talented people around me, and and I'm looking forward to it. And that's it, man. Like,
make some movies, I'll pop in there, say some dumb shit between takes.
Hey, I'm with it, bro. I'm with it.
Let's get it. But
it's a blessing, bro.
Yeah, we got Johnny and I gonna have some shit coming soon. Look out for Johnny's clothing brand coming soon. His new music that's coming out. This has been a great episode, Johnny. We appreciate you coming on.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Plug yourself right quick. What's your socials?
All right. So you can find me on Instagram and TikTok at official Johnny Castani. I think you can find me on Instagram as well as Castani Music Apparel for the clothing line. We got a few pictures on there. If you want to, shouts out. If you want to see some daily adventures with my dog, you can check out Vino _ the underdog on Instagram. He's out on there. I post sometimes with some crazy stuff that he does, but for the most part, you can catch me on TikTok, Instagram, official Johnny Castani, or Catch me on Facebook, Johnny Castani. And for those of y'all, I am soon going to be starting a LinkedIn. The guys convinced me. I'm gonna go ahead and get on there. I'm gonna get a LinkedIn and do all that. And also just look out for me on Tribe Talent Management. And I'll be posting a lot more as I'm starting to make these moves.
Yes, sir.
Especially on TikTok. I just got my 1,000th follower yesterday. My 1,000 followers, so I can go live. Y'all can catch me on live.
Make some noise for that.
I'm just gonna be doing a lot of things on there as well, and posting videos.
For sure, we got some big shit coming. We appreciate all the knowledge that you dropped and the information that you shared. Bobby,
all right, man.
We lost connection with Bobby, so we don't know what happened there. But thank you for tuning in to episode 11 of the Sundays Brunch podcast. We'll see you guys next week. And as always, don't miss brunch.